Actually, just before I jump off, there is one thing I wanted to mention is that I forgot to mention. In September, we're doing 2 Kokoda trips with a cause that are really important to me that you guys can get involved with at some stage. The first one is the one that I spoke about already, the one that I'm organising with Leon and Brendan Pendry to put the hot water services in at Killer that I spoke about at the beginning. And there's going to be positions for people to get on that. I think we'll fill that trip, but it's a chance to come over. Hopefully putting sorry, I'm just reading your message here, Jess. One of the Kokoda boys, I didn't know who. No, Timmy's not one of the Kokoda boys. Timmy's one of my, Timmy Wilson's one of my trek mates, ex-6th Battalion, Afghanistan vet, now a commercial pilot, a legendary bloke, really cool guy, Jess. So, and Killer is who I was talking about, is one of my Kokoda boys. So sorry, just to go back, so the first trip, September, and Leon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we said the 8th or the 17th is going to be putting hot water services in. I'm hoping maybe there's some electricians out there that want to get on board and we can get some more solar lighting, because the boys love that stuff, to put around the village and really help out Killer's village of Alola, which is where the brigade headquarters were during the Second World War, during the Battle of Isharava. So it's a really important place, but they don't have an airstrip. They don't get all of the people coming in and out. They just get trekkers coming through. So that's the first one, and you can get on that if you're keen. We've got spots. The second one, look, I'm equally excited about. We're taking Keith Fennell, who's the youngest Australian to have made it into the SAS. He was 9 months in the army when he joined the Australian SAS. Everyone told him he couldn't do it, and he did it. No, we've changed to September, Ash. Changed to September for Alola. And so, actually, we're always September. I just gave you the wrong dates. It was actually my mistake there, so it wasn't August. I know where I got August from. But anyway, that's another story. We're taking Keith over for his first run. Now, Keith, he's on one of my podcast episodes in the first 10 or 12, so go back and listen to that, please. It's amazing. We ad-lib all of our podcasts. There's no pre-loading questions or anything like that. So so we're taking him over. He's now a school teacher, and he's working with at-risk youth. 65% of the kids he's working with are Aboriginal and Islander youth. Now, if you think that you aren't able to do more with your life, let me just quickly tell you this story. With Keith's kids, that he's taking 6 of these kids, he's chosen them to come to Kokoda with him to experience this experience that we know changes people's lives. These are kids that cannot afford to go to Kokoda. So these are kids whose parents are alcohol and drug afflicted, whose parents are jailed, who don't have parents at home at all, violence, all of that sort of stuff. When Keith first took on these kids, people said to him, there's no way in the world that anyone would want to take on these kids, because they're scary, they're tough, and you know what Keith's done, I'm guessing, I can't remember, but he's been to Iraq, East Timor, 6 or 7 tours of Afghanistan. He kind of SAS soldier for 9 years. He kind of thought, I think I'm going to be all right. Anyway, he's got an amazing breakthrough with these children. He has no fear of them. These are big kids. He's only a little guy. And so what they've done is he's been working with them and mentoring them. You've got to listen to his podcast. It's an early episode of Building Better Humans Project. Keith Fennell, his name is. He's one of the most phenomenal and humble human beings that you will ever meet. He's a year younger than me. He's the fittest guy that I know. He's just a machine, but he's just the humblest bloke. So what he's doing is he's selected 6 kids to come. We've got corporate people coming. We've got people coming with their kids as well. So these children, we have to finance them. Now, this is where I guess I'm asking for a little bit of help from you guys, and I don't know how it's going to look, but we need to finance these kids. We're not a charity, so we can't give you tax deductible or anything like that. But what we're asking for is, if there's any businesses out there that would like to get behind them and send one of these kids over, it is the most amazing cause. It's similar, obviously slightly different, but when I sent Harriet, or gave Harriet money to go to Cambodia to help her get over there, I saw the change in that girl, and she wasn't from a troubled background. I'm not saying that, but I saw what that sort of adventure and travel does. For those of you that have been on adventure, you know how it changes your life. For those of you that have been in the military, you know how it can change your life. These are kids that Keith's done phenomenal work with. They're exercising morning and night with him. He's getting 0 behavioural problems. He's teaching these kids that there's life out there for them. These are kids that people have given up on, okay? That's first and foremost. So I'm thinking of a few ways. I don't ask people to give me money for nothing, although I think giving money to these kids would be great. If there's a bigger business out there that you think would be willing, it's cost nearly $6,000 to take these kids to Kokoda fully loaded, because they don't have any money. So we've got to take 6 of them over. We're committed to that. We're going to make it happen. We just don't know exactly how. But we're a big believer in say yes and work it out later. So Alyssa's on the trip. Keith's on the trip. Sammy Dunk, one of my amazing Trek leaders, has also works with a lot of at-risk youth. She's coming over as well. And she's having her first baby in May and then still coming to Kokoda in September. Machine and legendary human. So those three and myself. 6 of these kids, we're going to take up to 30 other people to help support the cost of taking these kids. So I'm thinking of a few things here. I'm thinking about, and I haven't done this for a while, but in Brisbane running a corporate fight night. So helping train people up and they get in the ring. So it's a fight for a cause. It's not about flogging each other. It's about learning a skill that you maybe don't know or don't have. And it's about coming together in a good, friendly, charitable style match-up competition where you get to experience the fears because these kids are fighting every day of their lives. They're fighting just to survive. They're fighting at home from a very young age. They're fighting on the streets. They're fighting for survival. People are not born bad. I just don't believe in that. They're just going through bad situations. Absolutely, girls can get in the ring, Laney. We've done that a few times. So that's one of the options I'm thinking about. And I'm open to you guys over how this can work out. Option 2 is I would like to run a full day event for you guys, for anyone that wants to come along. A full day personal development immersion, like all the stuff that I talk about every Sunday, all the stuff that I talk about in my videos, all the stuff that I talk about on my live feeds, on my podcast. I'm going to do that in a whole day for you and package it in a very, very professional package. Now, I'll normally do this for businesses. I'll go into businesses, I'll get flown there and do stuff. And my full day rate, I do at $4,400. I would like, to offer that as a full day event for everyone for $100. For $100, I want 50 people, hopefully, so that'll raise us $5,000, which will be enough to get one of these kids across the track. And 100% of it, every dollar that comes into that program will go on taking one of these kids. And again, we're not a charity, so it's not tax deductible. I am asking people, I'm going to give you more than $100 value. I'm going to give you $1,000 value, but I'm asking you to dip into your pocket for $100 and tell your friends. And if we can get 50 people at this event and I can just blow your minds for the day and get other people involved, hopefully Alyssa to come along, hopefully Keith to come in as well, absolutely rock your worlds for $100. So that's my second one. Now, the third one would be that I'm looking at doing would be to get businesses or people to maybe bring Keith and Alyssa in to do a speech. Now, Alyssa was the youngest Australian to climb Mount Everest on her 3rd attempt. Keith was the youngest Australian to make it into Australian SAS when everyone told him he couldn't do it. They've got phenomenal backstories around how they did that. They can relate that to business and how you can overcome challenges and still get through things, because business is a challenge all the time. So there's all of that stuff going on. And maybe the fourth one that we can talk about doing is we do a GoFundMe page. But I don't think we need to. If I can run an event and give you value, that's one. If I can get you to come on trips, that's 2. If we can get businesses to donate a few dollars each to a really good cause that's not tax deductible, we can give them really good value. We're going to take a videographer across and video the experience that these kids go through, and we'll produce that out to everyone that gets involved to say, this is the difference that you made. This is not a theory. There's no marketing material around this. You're not paying, like a lot of charities. I'm not disrespecting charities. You've got to pay an admin staff to do stuff. It's none of that. This is 100%. Every dollar that we raise is going to go in to getting these 6 kids across the Kokoda track, and we're going to change someone's life. I've got absolutely no doubt. But on top of that, they're going to have all these corporate people and other kids come along. Keith's bringing his own children along. He's paying for that. We're not paying for his kids. So his kids are coming along with these school students. So we're going to change someone's life. I think all 6 of those kids' life. But what if we change just one? You know, to me, this is real. This is tangible. You can touch, feel, and taste this. And we're the sort of people that make these sort of changes in the world. And when I say we, I don't mean me or me and Alyssa. I mean we, as in all of you on this call, myself, everyone. Yeah, Harcourt's Foundation, Vicky, we're open to anyone that wants to try and do the right thing and just get 6 kids, 6 Aussie kids from a really shitty situation that they didn't ask for. At this stage, like Alyssa and Keith could go and talk anywhere. I don't know if I could get 50 people and get myself down. I would do something in New South, in Melbourne. I'd do something anywhere. I'm open to ideas. I'm honestly open to ideas on how we can make this work. I'm determined that it's going to cost us 30 grand to get these 6 kids across there, all paid. Their flights from Sydney. Like, these kids can't pay anything. They legitimately do not have money. And a lot of these kids are being fed at school through the school system. So, you know, they've got nothing. And we want to give them this one experience that shows them that they've got value, that they've got worth, and that there's more out there for them. That's really what we're trying to do yet. We're trying to live and breathe everything that we talk about. This is not just theory, this stuff. This is not just me sitting here preaching some crap I've learned out of a book. This is real, this is authentic. I know when I joined the military, I was running the streets as a 15, 16-year-old. I moved out of home at 15. At 16 and 17, I was out on the streets, you know, smoking drugs and running wild and getting in fights. I had no parental guidance at that stage of my life. I was running free. And I know that when I joined the army, it turned my life around. And I know that a positive Kokoda track experience, surrounded with mentoring type people who are positive as well, I'm telling you, we're going to change lives, guys. And it's very, very easy to get excited about this sort of stuff. And already this episode, or this has gone a little bit longer than I expected to, because I'm getting a bit overexcited. But I can't do it without you guys. I don't know what I've just done there. I've changed the lighting. My head's changed or moved. But yeah, I can't do it without you guys. I need your help. So there's all these different avenues: a boxing event, a personal development all-day seminar, you know, getting Keith and Alyssa in to talk at your business. Now, they'll normally do that at $7,500. All of that, whatever they're willing to pay, but hopefully at the level they normally paid, all of that, I would hope, would definitely go to, well, not all of it, I hope. All of it will go to, to the kids, but I'm hoping that it's enough of an incentive for a business to say, hey, we're going to use them anyway, let's get them in there. So there's all these things that I want to do. Fight night, like I say, a personal development event. Maybe you just come on Kokoda and pay a few extra dollars. Maybe we start a GoFundMe. I'm going to do all of that stuff because Keith, Alyssa and I have made this promise that we're going to get these 6 kids across the track, and we have to do it. And right now, we don't know how. But that's how I've done everything in my life. I don't know how I'm going to do it before I do it. Love to have you guys involved. I'm going to stop yattering now because there's a lot I've given you guys and a lot we've taken on. Remember, giving away the 4 hats. If you don't know what that's about, go back and listen to the video, please, somewhere like 5 or 10 minutes ago, and I'll tell you how and why I'm giving away those 4 hats. And as far as those 2 programs, one to the Alola project to deliver hot water and lighting, which Leo and Pendry started off, and Brenda. And secondly, what we're going to be doing for the kids. That's cool, Brenda. You can go back and watch it. It's all there. You know me. I'll save it. Yeah, and the other one is to work with those kids. So there's 2 events in September that you can be a part of. You can actually come on the trips, or you can donate in some small way. You can get involved. I'm going to give you as much value as I can for any money that you do put in. And 100% is going to go on getting these kids across the track, because it's a big fee that we've got to get together, but we're going to get it together. And we're going to teach these kids what they can do with their lives if they really get focused. And we can do that by showing them that the world, Australia, we haven't given up on them. To me, that's really important. So sorry if I got too passionate. You guys rock. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll chat to you guys again soon next Sunday. Cheers.